When I built the CNC machine a couple months ago, I knew it wouldn't be perfect the first try. And as beautiful as it looks, I needed something stiffer, especially to process aluminum. Thankfully, a Chinese partner sent me a piece of equipment that will enable me to fix that. In the meantime, let me show you what happens when I decide to measure some chips with my DOA CNC. We're going to machine a simple test part out of a 2017 aluminum stock, and you'll see some of the most common operations out there. We'll run the exact same program again after the upgrades. You'll be able to see the before and after. Alright, let's set the machine up and make some chips.
At the first glance, it looks fine, but when you look closer, the surface finish is uneven, and there are visible marks on the walls, clear signs of a lack of rigidity.
To fix that, I needed to machine better parts out of aluminum, but there's a problem. We cannot upgrade a CNC machine. It's an inaccurate CNC. And that's when Makera reached out. They asked me if I wanted to try the Carver Air.
If you've never heard of it, the Carver Air is a compact, beginner-friendly desktop CNC designed to machine a wide range of materials.
I'm not going to make a review or demo video with the Carver Air. I will be manufacturing real parts for a real machine and share my experience in the process. They also sent me their dust extraction system. This right here is an all-in-one solution for your desktop CNC. It's compact, quiet, well-made, and specifically designed to work with the Carver Air. Now let's go back to my DOA CNC. This machine was designed to evolve over time. This first version uses 3D printed carriers for the X and Z axes. These parts transfer all the loads from the ball screws to the axis. They worked very well for wood and early testing, but with aluminum cutting forces, I started seeing the limits. This upgrade is not just about looks, it's about turning a prototype into a real machine. The two new parts will keep the same geometry, but only one thing changes: the material and thus rigidity.
We're starting with 49 by 52 by 19mm aluminum stock. This job is split into 3 machining phases, with the part repositioned between each setup. In the first phase, we phase the stock and then use adaptive clearing to remove most of the material, followed by a finishing pass to bring the part to size. For the second phase, the part is flipped 180 degrees and the same strategy is repeated. Finally, the part is set upright and the 4 mounting holes are drilled. With the camera ready, let's set up the machine and start making chips.
Aluminum machining is where rigidity and cheap evacuation really matters, and the Carver Air handled this part without any issue, despite being a little slow with a 3mm needle tool and experiencing some vibrations with the higher speeds. I also experienced some issues with the brackets, which wasn't quite accurately positioned in the software, resulting in some lines between two phases of machining. This can easily be solved by adding an offset later. I also redesigned and remachined the Z-axis plates. I added little grooves to make sure the spindle is positioned accurately and it's perfectly perpendicular to the bed. We can now start reinstalling all these parts into the CNC machine. First, here's the part we machined before the upgrade. Now, let's run the exact same program with the same tool, same material, and see what we get. The difference is not that obvious at first glance, but when you look a little closer, there's definitely an improvement. In few words, the surface finish is smoother. This upgrade proves something very important. You don't need to redesign an entire CNC to improve performance. Sometimes, replacing just a couple components makes a whole lot of difference. The Carver Air made it easy to produce accurate aluminum parts. So if you're looking for a plug-and-play solution for your desktop CNC, you should definitely consider them. The link is in the video description. Nevertheless, if you want to build a badass CNC machine yourself, I will be flying to China next week to prove the concept of the second version. And if everything goes smoothly, the full bill of materials will be available to purchase for anyone who wants to build the CNC. In the next video, I will compare my upgraded CNC to a commercial machine that is a little cheaper than the Carver Air, but is very similar in footprint. And I'll give that machine away to one of my lucky subscribers. So make sure you are.